Hi everyone, LemonCupcake of Jaimie's Place Studio, and welcome to the final talk episode of this channel. This is gonna be a long one, so make sure you get something to eat, some snacks, some drinks, make sure you're laying cozy, and enjoy the show. This isn't really a talk I wanted to talk about, but I have to, it's my responsibility. So let's begin, shall we? I'm not gonna use any intros, sketches, and stuff. Straight to the point. So, without further ado, let's start the last talk episode of Jaimie's Place / Jaimie's Place Studio. Jaimie's Place is not just a random name I got. I didn't just make this up out of thin air. Jaimie's Place is an official IP copyrighted until last year by my mom, and I extended it by a year. When my mom made the IP, it was named JaimiesPlace.be, and the one I currently use is JaimiesPlace.com, because, universal. So, let's start from the beginning about Jaimie's Place. Back when I was 3 years old, my mom gave me her original PC when she got a brand new one. She installed Windows 98 on both of us, and she wanted to learn how to use these two machines. Not only so she can operate my computer and her computer, but also future projects in the making. So by learning that, she learned how to develop. She learned how to code. And one of the things she did was made two websites called Chloe.be and JaimiesPlace.be. Chloe.be, which is no longer existing anymore, which was my mom's version. Her official IP was Chloe. I think she can call it Chloe Place, but it's so old I don't remember it. She let it die like in 2014 or something. Chloe was basically just for my mom's pictures of her animals and hobbies and, my mom's stuff back in the day. When it comes to me, Jaimie's Place, she used that for me. I was 3 years old when I got the IP. So she put all her pictures of me up, my toys, my history, my bio, my consoles, my games, my PC itself, and my journey, my pets, everything. Everything that you needed to know about Jaimie was on JaimiesPlace.be with the IP brand of Jaimie's Place in general. This thing stayed for a very long time until it was getting too old to maintain. So then it just moved to the life support system. My mom paid $7 a month to keep all two alive. It was $3 for Chloe, $3 for me, and $1 just for the servers, just because they kept it running. Eventually, she killed off Chloe, and then I took Jaimie's Place over for myself last year. Jaimie's Place was for me. I didn't really care too much about it until 2017. But we're not there yet. So, a lot have happened with Jaimie's Place. This is a whole story. A story I don't like to share on the internet. But this is the last time for some people, or the first and only time you guys will ever hear it from me. For you guys, I probably look like a random guy making videos or stream or make events. But I'm not. I am currently 27 years old. I'll become 28 in October. And I experienced things that even 80-year-old men didn't experience yet. I experienced the truest, most disturbing stuff a human should ever endure. And I survived it all, surprisingly. It started when I was 17 years old. When I was 17, I was a normal boy. And everything was fine. I had a normal childhood. I had friends. I hanged out with them. We played with lightsabers. We had Lego. We watched Star Wars and Jurassic Park. You know, those typical stuff a 17-year-old boy would do, right? But then, I felt lonely because, I was introverted. So, but I had like a neighbor that had Facebook for a very long time. And I didn't care about Facebook. Believe it or not, I didn't care about calling people, texting people, chatting with people. I barely use MSN. I cared about a simple call, preparing for a meetup, and having a blast IRL, and then go home and maybe send a message that was fun. That's it. I didn't care about digital life. I'm a personal, so I'm still here. It's in my blood to hang out with people personally. That's why VR chat is so cool for me, because I can still be virtual, but real, instead of just typing. But eventually, I made a Facebook account, and I didn't know what to do with it. I was really into Alvin and the Chipmunks and the Chipettes and stuff, so I called it Alvin Seville, with just a random picture of one of the two movies that were released back then, plus the third one that came out in December, which was like a month later because I joined in November 2011. So yeah, good. And then not even a month later, I met my first online friends. People that were the beginning of the end. People like Fabian, Basti, people like Angel, you know, also people like Linnea, also known as Cecilia, Diana, and of course, you probably remember these two, Olivia and Kayla, and more. These people were also into Alvin and Chipmunks, just like I was. So we hanged out, and eventually, Linnea, also known as Cecilia Chipmunk Miller, decided to make my own custom Alvin drawing. It's kind of cringe, but in 2011, it was normal for 17-year-old boys back then. So she made Alvin's character blue with like a yellow, bluish neon A, and the hair was slightly bluish. It was basically a blue version of me. It's like a little foreshadowing to Jimmy's place. And she named it Alvin Chipmunk Miller. I didn't care too much about the name. It was always nice, but whatever. Eventually, Alvin Chipmunk Miller did what LemonCupcake am doing right now. I was a social person who was more secure than most people back then. People were in the Elvin stuff back then because they were insecure and they were introvert and stuff. So they needed their place. And I welcomed them, and I kind of made a community. I did run it a bit. It was not as a big deal as this one, but I kind of was their leader. And Cecilia was basically the queen. Eventually, chaos happened, and I lost the community. Roughly in 2014, due to an incident I'm going to talk about in a second. I will never forget my community of Alvin Silver Miller, and I'm proud that I'm still together with Kayla right now. Kayla is the last memory of my original community, and making her leader of this community last week was a big deal to me. I am proud of her. So now, that was my backstory of Alvin Chipmunk Miller, who is no longer with me, but the name will always be a part of me. He is like my masquerade from Alice from Bakugan is, for example. It's my second version, my alter ego, my character. I wouldn't be here without them. Of course, Disaster happened exactly 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I experienced the worst horror story a human ever went through. A girl that I cared about. IRL. A girl that I loved. And still do. Deep inside, I still do. And it's hard for me to let her go. This girl is extremely psychotic. This girl never went to any trips with us, and she even was banned to all public schools in Belgium. This girl is dangerous, so they always keep an eye on her. But I liked her, and that was my mistake. I showed my care for her too much, to the point I became one of her villains in her mind, and she ruined my life. And I mean literally ruined. The definition of pain doesn't come close to what she did to me. I literally lost everything. Everything you could think about. I went from a normal 17-year-old boy to an 18-year-old boy that basically was suicidal. And that was all in 2013, by the way. I lost all my male friends because, you know, she promised them some benefits. You probably get what I'm going through. So, but in exchange for those benefits, drop me. So the guys did that because, yeah, teenage guys, some viewers like you probably are teenage boys, and sometimes you can't control that. But I lost all my male friends, and she's basically like their leader of the female friends. So she basically manipulated them all to bully me. So all the girls started bullying and harassing me. Like dangerous. I should have gone to police time or told my mom that, but I didn't. I just kept it with me. And the guys just did the opposite. They just went away. I was so depressed and suicidal that Alvin Shiva Miller became a different person. The nice and sweet 2011 Alvin Shiva Miller was this destroyed and rotten individual in 2013. To the point in 2014, I just said goodbye to the community and I deleted my account. Only the few people that cared about me actually supported me were added to my second Facebook account, which was then my IRL account that I killed like 2 years ago. So, of course, then 2014 happened, and here's the fun part. Well, the fun story. The talk show was originally born as a season 2 bonus show of Jaimie's Place because I needed to tell everyone in public that in 2014 I was on the train rails. I was seconds away of dying. Seconds. And I would not be here for 9 years now if one person didn't care. One single person cared about me on the entire planet. And she pulled me from the rails, put some sense into me, and made me start on a new journey that I backtracked in 2015. But in 14, I started this journey. I saw no need to living anymore because this girl I cared about a lot destroyed everything for no reason. And by making me so sad, I lost my original community, which I cared about a lot. I failed school. I had no job. I just had no reason to live as an 18-year-old boy. 18. So in 2014, I went in a limbo. I sold every single mobile machine device I had. My PC, my Mac, my Wii U, I guess. Everything except my iPhone 6 Plus and my 3DS. The 3DS was exclusively for the yearly Pokemon games. I just had it for the Pokemon games. That's it. And my iPhone was my only device. I was going to go away, isolate myself for a whole 2 years. That was the plan. and just use the iPhone to do my basic needs like applying for jobs, calling people, directions, as a smartphone was designed for. But no longer YouTube, Netflix, Amazon, or online gaming, or hanging out with people, or Facebook. No, just phone for basic needs. I could have got a dumb phone, but I was too dumb for them. So I was going to a good direction until 2015 happened, when I was still lonely. Remember, I cared about this girl. I will no longer mention this girl's name. I already did that in a talk like last 2 years ago. But people, all viewers know. It's a girl that lives in my country and worst person ever. But now we reach 2015. And 2015 is the most depressing time in my life. I was going to a good direction. After 2-3 years of constant destruction from this individual, I was finally becoming better. But I was lonely. I was still lonely. I barely had friends. I still had no job. And I had no purpose in life. And then one girl asked me out. A girl that I know from childhood, which is literally not a good person. But I was shocked that a person wanted me. I could have said no, because my heart and my body, everything in my soul said no. But if I said yes, I would not be alone anymore. So I blindly said yes. And I accepted it. And we started dating in 2015. The beginning was fine. Everything was fine and normal, nothing wrong. I met her parents, her brother. I went to her scout camp. We did our first lemon activities together. We watched Jurassic World and another movie. Yes, Star Wars Episode 7. I nearly forgot that movie. So we watched some stuff together. We played some stuff. We called our lemon activities watching a movie. I love that I always have like a name for these kind of activities. Kind of funny. But then in 2016, something changed. It's like the pink glasses were removed by force. I will tell you soon why, but I didn't see it yet because it just suddenly happened. So not just immediately one day. And she made me ditch every friend I had, including Chloe. She made me lose every single hobby I had that I gained since 2014. And I had to negotiate with her to keep YouTube only as a fight, because I said, you go to Scouts and I support you in that. So I want you to support me from YouTube. So that's it. If she was not in Scouts, I lost YouTube as well, and I probably would not be here in the first place. So my entire life was, wake up, I got a job eventually, which was also destructive. I woke up, go to work, and it was always, I go to her place or she goes to my place and repeat. And in the weekend, I go to her. Basically, I was always with her, and I didn't know. I was lonely, so I was not complaining. But then in the end of 2016, I just couldn't anymore. So I told her that this was getting too much for me, so she said she would change. And oh boy, she did change in 2017. She cheated on me. She lied to me. She was finding a replacement for me. She, on her 2-year anniversary, cheated on me again with a guy that she then slept with a week later, and blamed me for that because, I didn't like her current version. She made me do, I can't say it on YouTube, but her parents are traditional people. So she forced me to see sheeps she kept for like 3 months, and she forced me to see them become food. Cruel version. That's the best I can describe it. I was traumatized. And to top it all off, I got then replaced. She had officially, she confirmed it, narcissistic personality disorder. And after we broke up by force, by being replaced, I was once again back where I was in the beginning of 2014, depressed and alone, because Now I was again alone. I had no friends. But this time I had YouTube. So I was there, and here it is, the plot of this entire talk. I was there in 2017, in my room, with only one thing left: my YouTube channel. So I was thinking in November 2017, what do I do with this YouTube channel? And I decided to start making content. So I uploaded some stuff. My mom went to a zoo with me to make me calm down, and I just put that video on YouTube, and people really enjoyed that video. It was a zoo, not the first zoo, but a zoo video of 2017. And I asked my mom permission if I could use her IP for the new name of this channel. She agreed. So in December of 2017, Jaimie's Place was born on YouTube. I had made a promise back then. For the next 5 years, I would run this channel in the promise I would be a better person by then, and then quit this channel, leave. So by the end of, if you can do math, that is 5 years, that is 5 seasons. So I was almost there. Of course, Corona happened and all the chaos, but I did something I never thought I would do, which is start a second community, which was very difficult for me because of everything I've been through. I will never forget Alvin Shiva Miller's community and my alter ego. But it happened naturally. I didn't become a community. At least Alvin Shiva Miller was intentionally going to make a community. It just happened. I just went on VR chat and I just collected enough friends to make a community, and I started streaming. I made videos for you guys, and you know, Discord, VR chat, Twitch, everything. But then last year happened. I will always call it the events of 2022. I will never forget this year. I thought 2013 was the worst year of my life. What I've been through, no one should have been through. No one deserves, not even my worst enemies, to go through what I've been through in 2013 with this creature that used to be someone I loved. But 2022 was the very first year that officially took the title as worst year of my life. I was engaged to Olivia. I was proud to be engaged to Olivia. I loved her dearly. But she lied about everything. I don't know how she manipulated. She lied about her age, her name, her face, her gender, her location, twice. To me, to Kayla, to OCAP, and to everyone in Jaimie's Place. And that started a war I never signed up for. I just wanted to hang out with you guys. I wanted to make videos and stream. But it became a war. And I lost 50% of my community that day. 50% because of Olivia. Following that, I experienced some traumatic events. People that did stuff to me because they're insecure, but people that were in my inner circle. And for a very long time, I took them personally. Personally granted for this. Because they were like my moderators, they were my admins, they were my best friends, they were my Hall of Fames. I had them on a high pedestal of, I care about you a lot, here is trust for you, don't ruin it, and they ruined it for me. To the point, as you saw in this year, I couldn't fix the movie in time for this video. I wanted to say the names, but I decided not to. Not because of you guys, the people that harmed me, but because there's no need for it anymore. I went on a break for a week. I was so stressed for this video. The death of Jaimie's place, the rebuild of Jaimie's Place Studio, the community, the past, Kayla, Olivia. Like, I was going through 1,000 things at once. And I collapsed. I physically didn't know what to do anymore. So I became a very unpleasant experience toward everyone in the community. Not to your viewers, but to people that were around me. People that were my staff in the inner circle. I became sophisticated and so black and white that I couldn't see the bigger picture. And what is the bigger picture? The bigger picture is that Jaimie's place will die when this video airs on June 4th, 2023. That is a day that I didn't pick. That's the day when the IP was supposed to be extended by a year, but I'm not. Jaimie's place did its purpose. It brought me from hell to where I am today. I wouldn't be here, alive, speaking to you right now. My grave will be there for 9 years now, if Jaimie's place was not here to save me. Because Jaimie's place was originally Alvin Shibamila's community. And now it is Jaimie's Place Studio. When I made the rebrand in December last year, I said I was going to go in a transition area between Jaimie's Place and Jaimie's Place Studio. And that transition area was the reason I was unpleasant. It's a big deal to me because my community means a lot to me. I love you guys. When you're watching my YouTube videos or my shorts, or watching my streams, or talk to me on Discord, or hang out with me in VR chat, or help my events, I love you guys. Friends, fans, girlfriend, brother, I don't care. I didn't want to lose this the way I lost Alvin's community. I didn't want to become this dark and sorrow, destructive person. I wanted to be a healthy, happy adult, just enjoying life once. And that's why I banished myself for a week. I thought about everything. How I should change, how I should behave, how I should be more mature, and most of all, how Jaimie's Play Studio will be in the future. Everything will be exactly the same for you guys as it's been always, minus the talk episodes and my calm being phased away. But internally, I'm gonna take a big step back. I already made Kayla in charge of the community, and Dusty and Okap are there with me. And I have moderators and staff members. I need to trust them more. This community is big. 800 subscribers is a lot. And it will be more in the future. And I want quality over quantity. I don't want 10,000 subscribers and it's chaotic. I want 1,000 subscribers that are here for the same purpose. Enjoy watching whatever we do. This talk was difficult for me to do. I don't usually like to just share to public, to strangers, about my past. My past is something that most of you will never experience, and I'm glad for that. Some people do, and if you do, put something in the comments if you experience something as awful as I did. Or more, if you want to. My job as LemonCupcake of Jaimie's Place Studio is to make you guys happy and smile. You probably have a long day at work or school or a breakup or fight, and then you want to relax, you want to de-stress, and you watch a video or stream or hang out with us. I want you to go to sleep happy of living. Because I was on the rails back then, and I will always, until I'm old, remember that day on the rails. But I'm proud that this girl, this friend of mine, pulled me off the rails and put some sense in me. Mental illness is a real thing. Depression is real. Social standards are real. People are not nice. I know that. But not everyone is like that. And this is my job. My job is to put the good here, so it's only a pleasant experience. And sometimes that includes myself. This is the end of my talk show, and it's the last time you'll ever see my comb. Every video, stream, event, and hangout meeting after this video will be aired after June 4th, 2023, will be purely the new evolved Jaimie's Place Studio, the new IP of my entertainment business. And me and Kayla are your hosts. Don't forget about Okap and Dusty, who are second in command with me. This was difficult, so I appreciate if you put a like, subscribe if you want. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers, and comment with me what you thought about this video. This is the last time I mention my past. This is the official last time any new member will have a chance to hear this. I will have a big line from top to bottom, and I'm crossing this line. That is Jaimie's Place, and the original Elven Chimamilla community. It did its job well, and it's time to go to the next decade. A new decade of love, of no drama, no toxic lives, and trust. So, thank you for watching my video. This was very difficult, as I said multiple times. I love you guys. So for the last time, for Jaimie's Play's sake, nope. There we go, the old pose. That was your host, LemonCupcake, signing off the talk show as the last classic show of Jaimie's Place. All 6 are gone. The unboxings, the top 10s, the reviews, the cities, the events, and now the talk. It is time for a new era. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you in future Jaimie's Play Studio exclusive content. And I want to thank the con creator, forgot the name, but thank you for making this con in the first place. I made lots of videos with this con, and I'm gonna miss it. Take good care. Bye bye. Squeaky squeaky.